Hey guys, it's TF Note. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the brand new Marvel Legends series, part of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever Attuma Build-A-Figure series, Namor or Namor. I think they called them both in the film. So originally I didn't plan on getting this figure before the end of the year. Not that I didn't want it, I just wanted to wait for a pretty good deal. However, I got this figure the same time I got this during the Target buy $50 worth of toys, get $10 off deal. I only had $10 in gift cards from Target. So I got these two for a little over 35 bucks, I think, or maybe a little under actually. I don't plan on reviewing this just because we've had this for years by now. It's just a little bit different paint and a different accessory. But now that I dropped my figure in the background, now that I have Namor, I do plan on going ahead and reviewing him because I thought he was played really well by the actor Attuma. I really hope I said his name right. I probably did. I apologize. Anyway, we do have Namor's name right there. A digital render of the figure right there. You do also have the actor in the background there. Really nice design of the box all the way around with the golds and the grays and all that. We do get to where it says Black Panther Wakanda Forever and Marvel Studios. You also have warning, choking hazard, as well as the Hasbro logo right there. On this side, you can see Build-A-Figure Attuma. Might be a little too bright, but you can see the figure right there and all the other figures in the series and which piece each comes with. This one, I believe, comes with a left arm. So we do have Black Panther logo on the top, Marvel Legends series, Build-A-Figure Attuma, ages 4 and up on this side, concept image of Namor right there. Looking really good. Marvel Legends series right there. On the back here, you get another digital render image of the figure right there, but all the accessories as well. And you do get to see what the Build-A-Figure is right there. Build-A-Figure piece, I should say. And I'm going to zoom in really quick and turn the brightness down a little bit. You can pause and screenshot that for the barcode. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. Here's the figure out of the packaging. Overall, I'm actually surprised with how much I like this figure. Not that I thought it was going to be bad, but I just kind of held off getting it because I wasn't all that interested in getting the figure. But I guess it does help that I paid a little bit cheaper than normal for this. Still, it is really, really nicely done. I don't know if it's going to make the top 10 of the year, but it's still really good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So we have one more Build-A-Figure piece than I thought I was going to have because I really only planned on getting the comic Black Panther figure from this wave. At least that was the plan for a while, and then eventually get the rest of them. But this the Build-A-Figure doesn't look too bad, and we do have these like nice bone armor pieces here. I do wish that they had some type of wash to bring out these details. They look a little plain, but you know, the like wraps of like the leather around the forearm, a little bit on the bicep there, and the hand. Looking nice, and we do have pinless tech on this thing, and the blue skin tone is very consistent, so that's cool. We also have these hands here. So we have one right gripped hand, and then we have a left fist. And I wish, honestly, if they weren't going to give us two of each set, you know, like a pair of fists and a pair of gripped hands, I would have been fine with just a pair of gripped hands, because I would like to do two-handed poses with the spear for this figure. But you can really only do one, and then you just have the one fist there, because you could double, honestly, the gripping hands as a fist as well. But the actual detailing is nice. I cannot pinpoint, you know, where these are reused from, but we have the they're really nicely sculpted fingernails actually on the right hand. The left hand, you know, can't see the fingernails too well, but you can see it in the thumb right there. The back of the hands have some nice veins detailed on there, but it's mostly molded in this plastic of his skin tone there, so you know, it's not a bad mold. There's a little bit of like some weird excess plastic from where they took it off the, you know, the factory, I guess. I don't know why there's a big old L2 right there, but nice pair of hands. We have this pretty long spear that I did not realize was going to be that long. Let's move this stuff to the side. The gold on here is not great. It's just mostly sculpted in this, and mostly, I mean completely. I wish it had some actual gold paint to bring out some of these details. The actual sculpting in here with some of the finer details, all of that actually looks really sick. So I have all the markings and like the bumps on that, I have no complaints there. Then we get down to, you know, close to the tip of the spear, and you have this like emerald green type paint that actually looks really good, and some nice markings again. And then you have the tip of the spear that has this bluish metallic paint, and it looks great. I just wish they went a little bit of the extra mile and made it look a little bit better with actual gold paint. One other thing I want to mention is this thing is very flimsy and soft. It's a good thing, so that way it's not too brittle and breaks in half, but this thing is basically like a pole vaulting stick right now, or whatever that's supposed to be called. But yeah, man, this is, I wish it could be a little bit better. It's not god-awful, though, just because the actual paint is actually really nicely applied on this thing. So, side-by-side image with the actor, I don't think that this figure has a perfect likeness, unfortunately. I don't think it's bad. I think the sculpt work is there, but I actually think the printing gets in the way just a little bit. I don't think it's god-awful, though. It's pretty close to recognizable of the actor, though. This is a really nice head sculpt nonetheless. I really do like, even though I think some of the printing might be a little incorrect, the actual printing the eyes is very clean. They did a really good job with that, especially, like some of the small areas like the, I guess the facial hair has printing on there, but that looks really great. No splotching or anything. We also have some really great paint. It could have better sculpting with the paint. The actual like beard does look pretty good. It has a little bit of an effect that does look like it's printed on there, but you have to look really, really, really close. Same thing with the eyebrows. All that looks really good though. The piece, the nose piece that goes in here, I don't know what that's called, unfortunately, but it does actually have some small paint apps in there. Looks like it's bleeding onto his face just a little bit. It's a little unfortunate. It wasn't super duper noticeable though. A little bit of green around the ear though. It's a little weird. These earrings do look really nice. I think the sculpting could be a little bit better, but the actual separation of the skin tone with the paint is really nice. The actual hair sculpt here is also pretty good. I think there's just ever so slightly some variation of a lighter brown and the darker brown, but all that looks really, really sick. The neck piece here, all this looks great, except for the gold. Pretty much anything that has gold on here is unfortunately a little subpar, but everything else, like I guess this would be pearls. I could be wrong on a lot of what is going on here, so I'm going to try to do the best I can to just accurately call it what I can. But what I do want to say is these parts of the necklace that are like this silverish, almost bluish type of paint, that looks great. A little bit of emerald green going on there as well. It's mostly molded in a skin tone, as you can see, throughout the whole body. You do get the chest there. The abs look great. My figure, ball joint wants to lean over to the right a little bit. You can even it out, but, ever so slightly, you move it and it will want to lean over again. I think that the proportions are really good on this figure, especially in the shoulders. I don't know what it is, but the shoulders look fantastic. And we'll talk about articulation a little later, but the way that they made it look natural, as well as the fact that it can go out that far, it may not be great like a Spider-Man figure, but it's better than I thought it was going to be. That looks great. These straps or these arm pieces, I don't really know what they're called, I'm sorry. Around here with like the green band there. Looks nice, but again, it's just molded in this gold color. It doesn't look as good as it would be painted. Same thing with these pieces. These are, I believe, sculpted onto the actual forearm. We do have pinless tech, so that's cool. This one here wants to fall off a little too much, so unfortunately, it's good that we can take this off if you want to use these arms as fodder or for customizing. But part of me also wishes that this was keyed in, like some of the new X-Men figures are going to get that special treatment. Back of the hands here for the flat hands, we have some nice detailing in the knuckles and the vein on the back of the hand, and then you do have the palms. If I zoom in a little bit there, I feel like, I don't know what it is. I think that the palms might be just a little too flat. And what I mean is, like, some of these details just look almost like they're not super detailed because of how flat they are. But you can feel like ridges in the fingers and all that. So I'm not going to complain about it too much. It's kind of a weird complaint. It's not really that much of a complaint. It's just something I noticed. That's what the other hand looks like. That's pretty good. Looks like the skin tone, at least on camera, looks a little bit off compared to the rest of the skin tone with that pinless tech, unfortunately. So the back looks like there's not much going on there. Just a little bit of the tone in the body for the muscles. These trunks look great. I think that the line work and some of the wrinkles in the trunks are just in the trunk itself. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That looks good. There's not much I could complain about. Maybe a little bit of a wash. I think that the hip piece here is a little bit darker compared to the rest of the hips and crotch, but the rest of the line work is really great. We do also have pretty much similar how they did the upper torso. It's just the muscles overall sculpted into the figure, which is accurate, of course. You know, it'd be kind of weird that they were using a figure that had like stretching and then it's just like his bare skin is stretching like it's a suit. That'd be weird. Looks like the knees are a little bit off color as well. So that's unfortunate. It seems like the only time they can really get this right is if the character is all black. Again, it's more noticeable in the camera than it is in person, but again, it's still pretty noticeable. So we get down to the calves. You can see, you know, the shin pieces. Again, could look better. They're just molded in that gold. They have some brown paint though, and it's not easy to paint that the way that line work is done. So that's cool. The top of the feet look fantastic. They have, well, okay, I say that, and there's a splotch right there. But the rest of this, like the emerald green, that metallic paint is really nice. The brown on here, all the detailing and patterning, really good. These pieces that look like pearls, looking fantastic. And the wings, the wings around the ankles, looking great. They're just casted in this white plastic, a little bit of off-white plastic. They want to bend a little bit, like this one wants to bend inward a little bit, but you heat that up with some hot water or hot air and that should be fine. Sculpting is not too bad on that. So what the bottom of the feet look like, and you can see the Namor grippers there. So I can't believe it's grippers. Yeah, so this thing is a really nice looking piece. Again, I really like a lot of the proportions, the way a lot of the musculature comes out on this figure, and just the overall look of it is really nice. For articulation, the head is on a previous head system, so the head goes all the way up with the hinge. You know, the down could be better. It's not god-awful, though. And then we do have a swivel at the head. Popping off the head really quick, I do believe... I don't know, actually. The head might look a little bit small at some angles. I think he just ever so slightly has long neck syndrome without the neck piece. But it's really not that big of a difference. So I'll pop that back on. Arms go all the way around here. They go in and out. Upper arm swivel. Double jointed elbows. These things like to get in the way. These are pretty stiff, so be careful. Swivel at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. This is for both hands he goes packaged with, as well as the fist. The right hand, as you can see, has an up and down system, but it's really tight on mine. I'm not going to be able to do that right now. Ball jointed waist, so I can go back like that. Could be better. Yeah, there's some gappage there when you do that. Forward and then swiveling side to side as well. Legs go forward that much. Back could be much better. Splits aren't bad. Upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees, and then we have up and down at the ankles. So that's a down motion. The up could be a little bit better. You might be able to finagle that later. But then we do have the rockers, which this doesn't get in the way. But when you go outward, yeah, that actually you could. It kind of meshes together a little bit too much and breaks some things up, unfortunately. All right, size comparisons and measurements. We are looking at pretty close to 17 centimeters with this figure, and that's going to be a little over 6.5 to really close to 6 3/4 inches tall. Just like with this Black Panther figure I just reviewed, I have a bunch of MCU Marvel Legends Black Panther figures. With the 2016 Civil War one right next to Namor. This is going to be a little bit shorter. That also is going to be much shorter than this one. These are pretty close in height, but he's going to be taller. And he's pretty close in height with M'Baku, but he's still going to be the tallest out of all of them. Overall, this is a really solid figure. Much better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be bad, of course. I just kind of kept my expectations low, so I guess I was pretty pleasantly surprised. I do think the likeness is a little bit off. I think the sculpt is there, like I said earlier. I just think it's not a perfect likeness, unfortunately. It has some pretty stiff joints, and I do wish we had maybe just another extra pair of hands, or just another hand for gripping the spear. The paint on the spear could also be much better, but other than that, the figure, I mean, the gold on the figure could be better too, but the figure where there is different paint, like the other metallic parts, like the green, some of the silver on there is really nice. The rest of the actual body mold is really well done. The proportions are awesome. A lot of the nice sculpting in the musculature is just great, especially in the trunks too. The sculpting there is really nice. This is a very awesome figure. It's getting easier to find than I was finding when the movie came out. I mean, I guess that stores just didn't put them out just yet. But I've been finding these at local Targets and Walmart pretty readily. So I got mine at a local Target. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there. And I'll see you guys later.